let's let's take a look at the world that we all are partaking in. This world that we participate in has its ups and downs, right? You could be rich, go wherever you want, do whatever you want to do, or you could be poor, not be able to do whatever you want to do, and have to work for what you want. But for some reason, we don't understand what encompasses the world that we exist in. So we fail at creating a world where we can live. We fail at that. I'm watching Joe Budden talk about creating having your own business, not being a employee, but being a employer. If you want, you could call it a boss. And having conversations with people that are employees and don't have bigger aspirations, or if they do, don't know how they would reach those bigger goals. Right? This is NLE Choppa. I don't really know who this person is. I did see some of his music on YouTube. Didn't listen to it. Not going to, but he says something interesting here. He says protesting ain't gonna solve shit. Us marching up and down the streets is not gonna solve systematic systematic oppression. If it didn't do it during Obama's time, Bush time, Clinton time, Bush Senior time, Reagan time, Carter time, Nixon time. Should we go back more? So, what is it going to do? We've been doing it for 50 years. That's the whole illusion, he says. Meditate for positivity. Sometimes I tell people, you're thinking negative when you say we can't, or you can't, or they won't, or there's no way around it. There's gatekeepers. There's people that won't let you. Right? That's our excuses so that it prevents us from growing. They want us to protest and scream BLM, Black Lives Matter, which is funded by a white man, George Soros. And that doesn't cause change. Still haven't. We keep doing the same thing. It's called insanity. When the FBI director, J. Edgar Hoover, was asked what his opinion was on the single greatest threat to the United States of America, his response was Negro unity. Take a moment and let that sink in. The thing is, we know these things. We've seen these things for years. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Marcus Garvey, Noble Drew Ali, Israelites, Moors, NOI, Dr. Khalid Muhammad, Dr. Dr. Ben, Elijah Muhammad, Dr. York, Yahweh bin Yahweh, Farrakhan, various amounts of Hebrew Israelite leaders, Pan-African leaders, Umar Johnson, and we take our cues from celebrities that are telling us get away from the system that is creating the fuck shit. They tell you about the Federal Reserve, which created fiat, which isn't money, but a debt note, which is a IOU. Would you want an IOU instead of actual money? Let this sink in. Let all this sink in. U.S. COVID deaths, 9,210. Let that sink in. Another let sink in moment. Another opportunity for the government to lie to us, deceive us, shackle us down. Mad social distancing, businesses closed, Americans broke and starving for a scamdemic. Now get mad, America. Look at this. Kenosha PD have a lot of explaining to do. Let me see if I can get this. No, I can't get the video here. One of the guys from Kyle Rittenhouse said the police told them they would push the rioters to them. They set these kids up. Let this all sink in, man. Let it all sink in. This week, the CDC quietly updated the COVID number to admit that only 6% of all the 161,392 deaths recorded actually died solely from COVID comorbidities. Today, Table 3 shows the types of death conditions and contributing causes mentioned in conjunction with deaths involving coronavirus disease 2019. For 6% of the deaths, COVID was only cause mentioned. Oh man. Only 6% of all of these, 6% of all these were actually COVID deaths. What are we talking about here, man? Who are these people that we trusting in? Huh? Huh? Who are the people we're trusting in? That's a great question, I think. What's happening here? All right. So, world, the earth, together with all its countries, peoples, and natural features. A region or group of countries. Human and social interaction. He has almost completely withdrawn from the world. Human and social interaction. Human and social interaction. That is very interesting right there, what that says. A region or group of countries. Through faith, we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of God, so that the things that are seen were not made of things which do appear. So, let's see if I can break this down, right? Perception creates the world that we see, right? Let's get perception. The ability to see or become aware of something through the senses. So that the things which are seen, things we're seeing were not made of things which do appear. So, what is this saying? What does this mean? What is it getting at? You want to know what it's getting at? Let's get another one. Let's get one more. Hold on, let me see. Oh, perspective. Perspective. The art of drawing.
Perspective.
Right. The art of drawing solid objects or two-dimensional surface. So as to give the right impression of their height, width, depth. So that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear. Let's get some more, because maybe it's not coming clear yet. A particular attitude towards or a way of regarding something. A point of view. A point of view. True understanding of relative importance of things. A sense of proportion. An apparent aspiral distribution in perceived sound. So what is it saying here? Through faith. What is faith? See, sometimes we take these words and we think we know what they mean and feel that we understand what it's saying, but do we? Do we? Do we? Do we? Do we? Let's get it.
Faith.
Ooh, that sounds good. Sounds good. Real good. Allegiance to duty or a person. Allegiance. Belief and trust in the loyalty to God. So your loyalty, through your loyalty, we understand that the worlds, let's get that one more time. You may not remember it. These three. The earth together with all of its countries, peoples, and natural features, a region or group of countries, human or social interaction. Okay. Framed by the word. Word of God. Word of God. The worlds are framed by the word of God. What is the word? What is the word? I went over it before. It's frequency. So the frequency that one puts within their senses, their eyes, their ears, the way they smell things, even touch things. You could put your hand in a box with your eyes closed and touch a furry rock and think it's a rat. So that the things which are seen, I didn't see it, but I touched the rat, but it's a furry rock. We're not made of things which do appear. So you can be deceived through constant repetition of a lie. Constant repetition, hypnotized by the things that have been told to you in constant repetition. Right? Oh, Trump is a bad person. Oh, the government is bad. The Constitution isn't for black people. The government doesn't love black people. It's institutional racism. And only people that is is running shit is white people. Perception, how you perceive, how you take it in, is framed by the words. Words is frequency. God is an entity that controls the words that you hear. So who do you believe? Do you believe the universe, which is were made things, not made of things which do appear? The universe made these things, and it doesn't appear to line up with what you was told about the world. Get a good job by going to college, so you could get a good paying job, so you could get a nice house, so you could get a wife and kids, have the little picket fence, nice cars, and party on the weekends, have your week vacation spread out, or your month vacation spread out through the year. All right, I'm on to something new now. I want to get into this real quick. Jared Kushner, man, this guy, I don't know what his deal is. Let's watch this video. Mind you, I'm just watching this with you. I didn't watch this before. So he flew from Israel to United Arab Emirates. One of the first flights, by the way.
I prayed yesterday at the wall that
So I don't know what he's setting himself up to be. Now, I'm trying to get ahead of it because it's kind of looking like they're trying to set him up to be some type of messiah figure. Fear is black, don't follow no crap. You understand what I'm saying?
Muslims and Arabs from throughout the world will be watching this flight, recognizing that we are all children of God and that the future does not have to be predetermined by the past.
So, man, just know, man, whatever these people have planned or doing, don't be deceived by their fancy words and their fancy ways they're moving. I get that they might use one man's love for his country to manipulate and deceive a country in the long run. So we have to stay on our cues. And it's not about joining white people. It's about joining righteousness. Anything righteous, you shouldn't have a problem with. Anything unrighteous, you should have a problem with. Right? Anything unrighteous, you should have a problem with. So the world is being framed right now. And it's on you to figure out what framing you want to see this in. It's up to you. Alright? So with that, guys, I appreciate you watching. Love you. Like, subscribe, and share this shit. Peace.